Right, so today we're going to learn a little bit about vectors, right? Right, just one thing I want you to know about a vector. Just write a small thing. A vector has magnitude and direction. A vector has magnitude and direction. Right, a vector has magnitude and direction. Right, and add it to the group. I will right? Okay. Right, finally, you'll just mute up. Right. So let's say we have something like that. Take it out. I'll write it back and go if it didn't see it. Right. Let's say I gave you something like this here. I gave you a 0.35, right? And we said that all vectors have magnitude and direction. I need to find a way to create a vector. I need to find a way to get magnitude here and direction, right? So here what you do. In order for us to get direction, I will take the point P and draw the point P back to the origin, right? So I will write OP. What this tells me is that I have a vector going from OP. Okay? This is called the position. This is called the position vector of P. That's okay? Are you okay with that? So the O gives me direction. So I'm going from O to P. So I can put an arrow here now. Okay? Right? And how do I write it? Well, I could write it like this. The X value on top and the Y value underneath. Right? X value, Y value. So the answer is 3, 5. Okay? So the vector of OP is 3, 5. But don't write it like this. Write it vertically. And mass equal. How else is write this? How else is write a vector? Besides writing it vertically and X way. And remember? Okay. I and J, right? I'll give you a diagram now. Okay, so this is what we call direction. This gives it direction. Are you okay with that? Yes. So what you all think will happen if I change the direction? Instead of going O to P, I said P to O. Anybody can guess? What do you think will happen? Coming in next week. So how do I write that? Huh? Close, I like what you're thinking, but now. Close. How do I write that? Write it upside down. Close. Close. Negative. Who's it up? Very good. Negative. Negative sign. Right? So negative sign tells you you're going the other way around. Okay? So by putting a negative sign on XY, I will get -3, -5. That's okay? So OP 35 PO -3, -5. Okay? So everything that we did here had to do with giving the vector direction. Everybody okay with that? So we always draw it back to the origin. That is called a position vector. Copy it out. right? After this, you want to give the vector magnitude. Right? Magnitude of OP, real simple. To find the magnitude of OP, we write two lines on the outside, right? Those two lines on the outside signify you're finding the length of this line. To find the length of that line, it's simply the square root of x value squared plus the y value squared, right? Let me show you where that came from, right? Watch this here. Anybody recognize what this is? A right angle triangle, right? So if I use Pythagoras theorem, here's the x, and this is the y. Then the length of this is what? Right? The length of this is square root of x squared plus y squared. Okay? So now we have magnitude and direction for this particular point. Right? Look at this a minute. Square root of 3 squared plus 5 squared. How much is that? Square root of how much? Okay. Right? Copy that out. So now we know how to represent the factor. All right, so as a quick example for me, right? Let's say given the point A, the point A is 1 minus 2. I want you to find a few things for me. Number one, find the position vector of A. Number two, find A to O. Number three, find the magnitude of OA. Go ahead, have fun. Try that here. Just like what we just did. Find the position vector, find OA, AO, sorry, and then find OA. Anybody have the password? Yeah. Take your time. The board blue pen, anybody else online? Right, ready? Let's see if you understand this. Position vector of E. All I have to write is OE. All I have to write is OE. Right? All I have to write is OE and then write the point like this. 1 minus 2. That's it. Nothing else to do. Okay? Just write it vertically. Wall A OB. Right? Minus 1 minus 2, which is minus 1. Okay with that? And then OA is the square root of 1 squared plus minus 2 squared, which is root 5. Double? Right? You okay with this? So instead of writing it horizontally, let's write it vertically. To get AO, change the signs. So it's minus 1 plus 2. And then magnitude, just square root it out. Okay? I believe okay with this. I'm gonna give you one more just to make sure. Right? One more just to make sure we grasp that part of it. Right? Changing the point. Let's say the point is B and the point is minus 3, minus 5. Find the position vector B, find BO, and find OB. Right? Okay. Right? Let's see what you got. Anybody get in trouble? Don't work out the values, leave it as square root to something, right? Right? So what's the position vector P? That'll be OP, right? And OP is -3 -5. That's okay? BO, what to do? Change the signs, right? So BO will be 3, 5. Right? And magnitude is the square root of 3 squared plus 5 squared. Right? That's what 25. So I should it from there. Right? So that's 34. Any questions online? Shada is okay now? Online, any questions? Everybody okay there, right? Matthew? Matthew, pay attention. Okay, so next thing we have to handle is how to add, subtract, and multiply factors. Okay? Ready? All ready. Matthew. All right, good. Yeah. What when we do that? Probably I'm not to do that. I can see. Right. So let's say I gave it two vectors, right? I gave it the vector. One is AB, the vector A is AB, and the vector B is C. Let's say I gave it something like that. And I want you now to find A plus B. Right? To find the vector A plus B. All we doing is we writing back A, writing back B, and real simple. Add the X values, add the Y values. And you're done. Right? Add the X values, add the Y value. Got it done? Yeah, add the X, add the Y, and you're done. Right? Don't add here. You just add in here and here, and that's it. You're done. Right? Leave it like just like this. What do you think subtraction will be? Subtraction will be the same thing, right? Except instead of adding, we just subtract. So we minus the X values and we minus the Y value. Minus the X and the minus the Y. Right, so this is addition, this is subtraction. Of the handle four, right? Addition, subtraction, multiplication. right? For those who knew, remember this next academic year will work, right? We will complete the syllabus around November-ish, right? December we do a crash course. Next year we do it over again and do our next crash course in May. Sorry, in during the Easter, right? After Easter we do we do 4 nights after that's no. All right, that's how the whole academic year will work, right? The crash course in December still wanted to do it, or we some of you are not right in Jan, right? They should write Jan, right? You can write. Yeah, once a Monday, write it. Or they'll finish everything. Right. How do I find KA? Right? A is AB. All I have to do, multiply K by A, I'll get KA, multiply K by P. And that's it. Right? K by the A, K by the B, and it's done. I want you to recognize that 1, 2, 3 are still vectors. Once you have this little column here, once you have these two terms, one on top of the other, right? It's a vector. So when you add, you gain a vector. When you minus, you gain a vector. When you multiply by a constant, you gain a vector. But when you multiply two vectors, you're not getting a vector anymore. All right? So on the side, just write a small note. When we multiply two vectors, when we multiply two vectors, we no longer obtain a vector, but instead obtain a scalar value only. But instead, we obtain a scalar value only. Here's how we do it, right? Here's how we do it. Real simple. Here's AB, here's CD. Trick is just to remember all of this, right? Here what you do. Whenever you're multiplying two vectors, you multiply the x and you add it to product of the y's. No longer a vector, that's what you'll get. So you multiply the two x values, multiply the two y values, and add. That's okay? So this is a scalar. This is not a vector. I have a bracket on the outside of everything. Okay? So this is how you add, subtract, multiply by a scalar, multiply by vector. Okay with that? Copy this one down and let's do an example now. So I want you now, once you want to finish, Jeremy, take 2, 1, take minus 3, 5, and see if we can add, subtract, and find the product. Copy this down and we can do it. If you confuse, we'll do it together. If not, go ahead. Wait 1 minute. So I want you to use that point, right? Use the point 2, 1 and minus 3, 5. All right, so let's see if it makes sense. So how do we add? So I'm doing the addition first. We're going to add 2, 1 and minus 3, 5. 2 plus minus 3 minus 1, 1 plus 5. That's okay? Add the x, add the y. Are you okay with that? Minus it now. 2, 1 minus 3, 5. 2 minus 3, that's 5. 1 minus 5, that's minus. Right? They want us to get 2a. So that's 2 by, remember to always put a little line on top, right? The line on top signifies the factor. Okay? So it's 2 by 2, 1. 2 by 2, that's 4. 2 by 1 is 2. Okay? And last one, I want to see if you can carry out the instruction, right? So here's A and here's B. Online, you can message your answer for the product. No, I just give it up. Actually, like here. Okay, take your time and find the product from me, please. All right, so what we got here? All right, good job, Christine. So when you work this out, 2 by minus 3, minus 6, 1 by 5, it's 5. So we'll end up with minus. Watch it again, this is no longer vector. Okay? You multiply the x, you multiply the y, then add them. You okay with that? So it's no longer vector. So the next name for this has 2 names. The first name is the scalar product. The next name is the dot product. Okay? So whenever you see find scalar product or find dot product, they want to multiply. That's okay? All the hard stuff. Yeah. Copy it down. Let's try one. Next one. Right? So you multiply x, multiply y. Okay, nice. Everybody okay with that? Right? So there's the beginning, and this is the intro into vectors, right? I want to push into the hard stuff again. I want to first day back. Sweet. Right, so let's try number two. Right, let's say I gave it something like this. Pay attention to the notation, right? Suppose I gave you the point 2 minus 1, and I gave you the point minus 7 minus 4. Right? I want you to find two things to me. Pay attention to the notation, right? I want you to find OA plus 2 OB. Look at the notation, look at what I gave you. And I want you to find OA multiplied by BU. Try that one. Right? So we combine them, what we did earlier in the class. Right? Try to find those two things to me. Look back, you can look back. So the first thing you need to get is OA and OB. That's the first thing you're taking in the class, right? Right, down what is OA and what is that, right? Right, so the first thing we have to do is to write it OA and check, right? Right, so. All right, so let's see. So how do we work this out? All right, so in order for us to work this out, the first thing that we have to do is we have to get these things, right? They didn't give us that, they gave us coordinates, we have points, right? So the first thing we need to get is what is OA? So I should see that on the side here. The OA is 2 minus 1. Okay, then OB is minus 7 minus 4. Right? So we have OA and we have OB. What do we need? We need 2 OA, we need 2 OB. So 2 OB will be 2 by this. And I got minus 14 minus 8. That's okay? Now I need BO. I have OP, right? So what will be BO? Change the signs, right? Change the signs, right? That's what we did a little earlier. So you change the signs to 7 and 4. So we have OB, we have BO, we have everything we need now. So now we can go ahead and substitute. So they want us to say OA plus 2OB. Right? So that'll be 2 minus 1 plus 2OB. We have 2OB here. So I add in minus 14 minus 8. But okay with that? Yes. Right? Minus 14 minus 8. So 2 plus minus 14, that's minus 12. Minus 1 plus minus 8, minus 9. Okay with that? Okay with that? Now, what they want us to multiply O to A and then B to O, not O to B. What is O to A? 2 minus 1. What is B to O? B to O is 7, 4. 2 multiplied by 7 minus 1 multiplied by 4. That's okay? What was the first thing I did? I look at the question and I wrote down, right? I wrote down everything I needed to get. And then I make a substitution. Okay? Go ahead. Copy it down. Let's try our next one. You okay with that? So of course, I expect you to remember this next week when we go on to the next part of it, right? It will take about 5 minutes. So before class starts, take a 5 minutes, go through it. So who can't do it just yet? That's really part from next week. What do you do? Ready again? Let's try next one. So this time I'll give you P and I'll give you Q. Q is 20. So I want you to give me PO, 3PO minus, let's do a minus this time, minus 2Q, 2OQ. The lines on top mean magnitude, right? And then I want you to multiply PO by Q. Take your time. Right? That's a Q, right? That's a Q there. Yeah. Ready? Yeah. That's not some of the I'm giving them a miss. All right, let's go. So I need OP and I need OQ. Right? That's step one. OP minus 3 minus 1, OQ 2, 0. So I know that now. I want to get 3. So I want to get PO. I'm going to get PO and QO one time. PO, that'll be 3, 1. QO, that will be minus 2, 0. That's okay? So I have OP, I have OQ. Just write them vertically. Here, change the signs. Here, change the signs. You okay with that? Right? Next, what else we need? We need 3 PO. We need 3 PO. So 3 by 3, that's 9. 3 by 1, that's 3. We need 2 OQ. 2 OQ means 2 by 2, 0. So that'll be 4, 0. 2 by 2, that's 4. 2 by 0 is 0. Everybody okay with that? Next, part 1 now. We want 3 PO minus 2 OQ. Right? So that will be 3 by PO, which is 3, 1. Oh, work it out already. Sorry. I'm gonna work it out for you already. 3 PO, that's 9, 3. Minus 2 OQ, which is 4, 0. 9 minus 4, that's 5. 3 minus 0 is 3. Okay? And part 2, they want PO multiplied by QO. PO was 3, 1. QO is minus 2, 1. Minus 2, 0. 3 multiplied by minus 2. 1 multiplied by 0. So the answer is fine. That's okay? Right? I want you to get in the habit. I know some of you do like have the book, your book's crappy and thing, but I want you to get in the habit of trying it. When if you get it wrong, you'll be able to go back and say, okay, I make a mistake here instead of subtracting a hand. Make small notes, right? Take little notes in any book. All right. So this is the intro and the vector. Next week we'll go into the real thing of vector, right? I don't want to start something new today. Right. So next week we will go into